Marv here, OneRepAtATime.net. Today's exercise tutorial video is going to be on the Romanian Deadlift, otherwise known as RDLs. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you proper execution, the setup, the coaching cues, the mental tips, the hacks, whatever you want to call them. So watch how to properly execute this exercise, especially with the new variation that we've been starting to use here at One Rep at a Time. And then I highly recommend you grab some lighter dumbbells and do your warm-up sets with me as I coach you through the process step by step. You can even do this with your working sets if this is a newer exercise too and you're not really feeling confident or competent yet in that. So that's how we're going to do this. So within the last 3 to 4 calendar months, I've actually changed how I perform my Romanian deadlifts, known as RDLs, like I talked about. I do a more Ben Paskalski style, who is a very smart bodybuilder, to really emphasize the hamstrings way more than the lower back. So the hamstrings and the glutes, you can get a hell of a work, but the low back, not so much. So what I used to do without weights was your traditional Romanian deadlift. So knees are fixed, right? We're not doing a stiff-legged, but knees are fixed and coming down, hips back, nice and keep that natural curve in your back and come up. Come down, hips back, knees don't go anywhere, and come up. But this is the new way to do them. I think they are phenomenal this way. Holy cow, they are uncomfortable if you do them correctly, and it really, really lights up those hamstrings. So what we're gonna do is shoulder width stance. I'm driving all my weight on my heels. So I'm driving my heels down into the ground, okay? What I'm gonna do is I'm going to press my hips back while keeping this natural, so you can see on the side angle, low arch in my back. I don't want it rounded, I want that low arch. So we're gonna drive our hips back. Hips back by slightly folding forward. Keep going, hips back, driving through my heels. Now, this is the range of motion for me, and then I come up. Now, how did I get that range of motion? How do you determine your range of motion? As I'm coming back, driving my hips to the back wall, as soon as my hips are no longer driving backwards, right about here, if you notice, all of my motion is my lower back flexing downwards. So from here's hips, now my hips are no longer moving backwards, I'm now just folding forward a hip hinge. I've now gone past the range of motion of my hamstrings. And that's why doing them this way will completely light up those hamstrings. So what I'm going to do is, can I have weights in my hands, shoulder width apart? One more time, let's go through it. Driving down to my heels, all the weights on my heels. My palms are running down, with holding the weights are running down the front of my thighs. Driving my hips back, hips back, hips back, hips back, hips back, hips back. Right about here, now the only movement I'm getting is in my low back flexing forward, so that's my range of motion. I now stand up and I squeeze my glutes as hard as I can in the top position. I'm really sore, so that feels phenomenal. Wink, wink right now. Come forward, drive my hips back, low arch to my back, back, right about here is my range of motion, driving through my heels. Boom, come forward, squeeze the glutes. One more time, just so we can see. Standing very nice and tall, I'm not having my shoulders shrugged up. I'm holding the weights, with dumbbells are in front of me, driving down the front of my thighs, pressing my hips back. The second my hips are no longer moving backwards, I'm merely flexing forward. I come up, squeeze those glutes. So this is going to be very uncomfortable, like I said, especially if you have really tight hamstrings and you've never directly trained your hamstrings before. So let's grab those lighter dumbbells, let's do your first few warm-up sets, or even your working sets. Alright, so standing nice and tall, put my hands in position so my palms are facing the front of my thighs as I come down. All the weight is on your heels. Alright, so palms facing the front of your thighs, weight is on your heels. Press your hips back. Press your hips back. Keep that low arch in your back. Back. As soon as you feel your lower back starting to flex and your hips no longer moving forward, come up, squeeze those glutes hard. Squeeze. Good. Here we go. Hips back, drive up through those heels. So all the weights on your heels, drive down, drive the hips back, boom, and come up. Squeeze those glutes. Yes, sir. Here we go. One more time. Weights on your heels, push your hips backwards. Hips back. As soon as your hips no longer move backwards, come up, squeeze. Back, drive those hips back. All the weights on your heels. Come up. Squeeze those glutes. So we'll take a breath in, hips back, and come forward, breathe out. Squeeze. Breath in, hips back. So long as you're not flexing your back forward, Come up, squeeze. One more. Breath in. Hips back. Get that range of motion that you find. Come up. Squeeze those glutes. All right, family. New variation of how to do Romanian deadlifts.